So unfortunately, this is the third time I've had this apart. This is a 2004 Coachman, and what concerns me is the top of the slide when it's out is about, I don't know, an inch and a half in. And this is a dual-rail system, so because it's a dual-rail system, it doesn't have an adjustment. If it was a single-rail system, they would have an adjustment in the back where you could adjust for the tilt. Seems to be basically the slide that's kind of in. And then you'll notice down this side, it leans out. Can't see it real good maybe, but let's see if I can get a better angle on it. So you see how it just kind of twists itself out, which twists this side over. But the biggest thing is you got the only thing holding it to the slide are these 5 screws in front, plus one on that corner, one on that corner. But this whole side, so make sure the light person sleeps on this side, doesn't have any support. See that? Can you see that? So when I bought the coach, it stopped because this piece right here ran into the doghouse. So I took it all apart. I put all these 2x2s in these covers that go in here, and then I screwed them all together, and I screwed them to this, hoping that it'd help. And it helped, but not much. So now I'm back to the same thing, trying to figure this out. That's that double back tape, that's where the headboard goes. They just had it kind of screwed and glued to the wall. So I still have to come up with a plan for this. But I sure am getting tired of working on it. I guess I should just leave it alone, but I don't know. Seems like that could be a little bit better. Looks like it's got aluminum framing. You know, if they could have at least this whole slide mechanism, instead of having it over to the right, could have made it more to the left, closer to the doghouse. But instead they cantilevered this whole 2 feet on this side, and all you got is a 1/2-inch sheet of plywood holding the mattress. So what do you think is going to happen, folks? You know, this is the end board, about an inch thick. I put all this angle iron and bracing on it. Like I said, I put all that bracing in it. Well, I could get the slide to go in and out, but I'm still not satisfied, so this is pretty much attempt number 3. I put it all back together, and then I ended up redoing the carpet, so it's been apart twice. I should get good at it sooner or later. Okay, after a lot of thought, this is what I came up with. You know, and I just had a musing. For what you pay for one of these coaches, and I understand there's a lot that goes into them, you know, production facilities and everything else. I just think that they could come up with better ways of doing some things, and maybe they have. I'm working on a 14-year-old coach, but from some of the things I've seen, and I watch a lot of RV videos, I'm not convinced. Anyway, that wall with the lights on, isn't that nice? The carpet tape they use, that holds the headboard on, by the way. So anyway, this isn't at quite 90 degrees. I tried, and I just got it the best I can. This is a dual track slide underneath here. I got some other videos of it. This is the 3rd time I've tried putting this thing together, and I think I got it this time. Trying to get it to seal better, and then this leg over here tears a hole in the carpet when it comes in and out, and I just recarpeted it. So basically what you got is between this 2x6 and this side, that's the slide right in there. So you got this whole 18 inches or so on this side that is totally unsupported. You have one screw in the wall up there. That's it. And I got this little 2x2 frame that goes side to side, and this piece of plywood goes on top of it. That's pretty much it, folks. So naturally this side likes to drag. And the guy I bought it from took it to the dealer complaining that the slide was coming in slow or some such. Well, after I bought it, the slide wouldn't come in, and what was happening, and you'll see it in other videos if you go to RV maintenance mechanical things, this notch was hitting the doghouse because it's dipping down. So if you can see in here, it was a 1/2 inch lower. I raised it up. I put them brackets in there. Probably can't see real good. Probably should have took a picture of it before I got done. But I never think of it in the heat of things. And I had totally modified these platforms. Put 2x2s in them. Put screws in up there. You see them. You can see screws. I put screws in back here. I put in an angle iron back here, trying to hold this board up. This is hollow, so they put screw strips in them and then veneer on them, so you only have certain places you can get anything. This thing has got a permanent twist in it, but it was laid over up front, and I drew it back. That angle iron that's in there, I had to take that all off and get it on a 90 because it was laid out. These aren't normally screwed in, they just lay in here. I've got them screwed in, bolted down. And I built this 2x6, and this is still over the subframe. And I put it in here, and since there's no height adjustment on this, so in other words, there's no way to adjust for the tip of the slide, I put a 1/2 inch piece of orientated strand board under the back of the slide, which is all the way back here. I adjusted the stops, and she's snug at the bottom. She's still a little loose at the top. It's better. So, and it looks better on the outside too. So I'm going to finish putting it together, and we'll see if it's any better overall. But now I feel I have some support on this side because it's all tied into this, and most of the weight's going to be on this 2x6. The reason it's got the strips on the top is to make up for the angle the thing's on, because of putting a 1/2 inch strip in the back. So anyway, I'm going to put it together, roll the slide in and out, give it a try, see how it works. But it's been pretty frustrating, and then next I'll finish up with my work on the slide outside. This kitchen slide, which is halfway in and out right now, or maybe I should just continue the video because I got it jacked up outside. I had a split roller, started taking it off, and ruined the Allen set screws in the gear, so now I had to order a gear. I think it slipped on the track, and this side was sticking out, I noticed. So basically I put a post on that 4x4 so I could jack this track up. And you know, they show you how you can set the timing on gears for the dining room slide by pulling a cotter pin, sliding the gear, you know, unlocking the motor, doing all that kind of thing. Well, on this side I still haven't got it figured out. I do know that Lippert's got a PDF online, and I downloaded it, and it's 117 pages long, so I'm more of a doer than a reader. I usually figure things out, so I still have to look at that and see if it actually explains how to adjust anything. But right now what we got, everything's out. That's where the rollers and the gears went on a drive shaft. Excuse me a minute. This pin went across here, and if you find my other video, or maybe I'll stitch them together. I don't like them being too long, but that's where the gear went. Rollers went on each side. The hex drive was over here for your manual in and out, and then it had roll pins in. We can't really work with roll pins, pounding them straight up. So I had everything. Luckily I ended up horizontal like this. Well, then you got the Allen screws going in this way too. Well, I couldn't see what size they were. I couldn't get an Allen starter. I thought maybe it was roll pin, so I ruined it, one of them, by trying to hammer it, and so then I had to drill them out. One thing about Allen screws is they're generally soft. They drill out pretty easy, but whatever you're drilling them out of, you generally ruin it. I couldn't retap to a larger size. So luckily, and I'll put the link in the video, I was able to get a replacement gear. I have to catch a phone call here, and that's probably about it for now anyway.